And we're back with some more Megaman Battle Network. Now, a lot of the actual navigation stuff and getting a bit further into the undernet for advancing the plot was really boring, so I just went ahead and skipped a lot of it to the point where we're right before the obligatory boss fight in this section, so that's gonna be what happens next, the boss fight. In any case, there wasn't much to it. It was, I got lost multiple times and had to go to certain entrances and use my keycards and stuff. Then the dialogue was even worth reading. It was just Len and Megaman talking about how they're using the keycards to get in. And it was a couple of boring one-liners. In fact, not even that, so it just wasn't worth having in. So I left it out. Probably won't be much of any more occasions to do that again for the rest of the game, because after this, we're on to the end game, basically. So, onwards we go. And meet Bombman, everyone. Question mark? How did you get in here? And apparently he talks like a 12-year-old who's just discovering the internet for the first time, because he's using the letter U instead of the word U. And NetSpeak as well. Bombman talks in NetSpeak. I am Megaman. And what brings you to me, the great Bombman, who can speak in NetSpeak when it's convenient? Because plot. I'm here to get the World 3's net address. I know you've got it, so hand it over. Oh, come on, Megaman. You know how the plot works. The bad guy can never be convenient. It always has to involve some dramatic ramblings and a fight. So let's get to it. No, that won't do. It's deletion for you. And we're back to NetSpeak. Lovely. Megaman, this guy isn't too bright. What was your first clue? The NetSpeak? I don't think we have a choice. Battle routine set. Execute. And this is Bombman. And his name basically sums up his whole deal. He kicks bombs at you. And some other things that will become obvious as we get further in, probably. But he also is not big on movement when he's not going to kick a bomb. Unfortunately, he happened to move right there just as my water tower was about to hit him. And his bombs also tend to hurt quite a bit. And so I may actually get beaten in my first round with this. Hopefully not, but you never know. Anyways, roll, give him a good whack, and heal me up, please. Fortunately, this isn't one of those fights where roll gets confused between inanimate objects and the enemy. So that's not a worry that I have to have. High cannon. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, we're boned. I think it's best if we just... Well, I say that, and there's a recovery 150. So, let's have one of those. Why don't we? Okay, Bombman. How would you like some fireman action? And let's see if your bombs will blow up in your face. Unfortunately not. he wasn't quite daft enough to divine bombs that could harm him. Much as I would have liked it if he was. And he can put mines on the field. Are you guys cottoning on to why I hate Bomb Man? He is a little bit of a bastard. Lucky for us, we know where his current mine is hanging out. But we got deleted because I didn't move far enough over and got bombified. Skip the dialogue, straight into the fight. Why did I pick a sword? Bomb Man never comes into melee range. I should have known that. I'm an idiot. Well, I say that, and then he goes ahead and comes into melee range, so... It must have just not happened to me before, often enough to be stuck in the old memory, really. That's the only guess I really have for that. Now, Fireman can take a good blast at him. Yeah, I am not too fond of Bomb Man, to be brutally honest. He pisses me off. Partially, it must be said, that's because when I was a kid and I played this game regularly, Bomb Man was one of the ones that I had the most trouble with. It took me more attempts than I will ever be willing to admit to on camera to defeat him when I first got to Bomb Man as a child. So I won't be admitting to that, for obvious reasons. But, Bomb Man, how about you die? Yeah. It taking only 2 tries, though, is not too bad, considering this is me. 4,000 zenny, I'll take that, and Bomb Man can die. But Bomb Man is never defeated. Really? You look pretty defeated to me. Len, I got the World 3's address. Then let's use it to break into the World 3's network. Cool. They don't call me Bomb Man for nothing. Oh shit, I know what's coming. NetBomb program activated. Huh? Uh-oh. Megaman. And there goes our connection to the World 3 server, I'm afraid. You okay? Yeah, but... Oh no, the net's been closed off. Darn, we were so close. I'm sure we can use this address somehow. Right, let's talk to Dad. Okay, and we'll just jack out. And he's magically standing right here, and seemingly completely unbothered by the fact we were using his computer for this. But honestly, even if you had no idea the plot of this game, it's pretty easy to guess that Bomb Man's going to blow up the server. 1, his name, and 2, us just walking over the internet to get to the World 3's network and shutting everything down would be a pretty anticlimactic end thing, so they had to find some way to stretch it on a bit, and having Bomb Man suicide bomb himself to blow up the connection to their server is a pretty interesting way to draw things out, you have to admit. Anyways, let's talk to Dad. See what he has to say on this. Len. Hey Dad, you got a minute? Of course. Cool. Sorry I've been away so much. So, how are you? Did you talk to Shad? Talk to that jerk? Did you have a fight? He can be hard to deal with. Yeah, Apparently, even Lan's dad, who is like the most antisocial person in the entire fucking universe, knows that Sean is definitely not a people person. It's a pretty easy one to get your head around, isn't it? Anyways, check this out. And we show him the World 3 server address. Lan, where did you get this? Oh, you know, we made a little trip to the internet. No big deal. Got it with Megaman. We can't get through the network. I see. Well, this I'm sure we can find the World 3 labs. Are you sure? Sure, should be no problem using our technology here. This may help us stop the war. So I'll have to tell Shot about this. Is that okay? I guess. Could you tell me too? Because Len got this data. He wants to be involved somehow, damn it. No. Wow. Bit of a dick move, isn't it, Dad? I mean, we're the ones who found this, and you don't even want to let us help? Really? Really? Why not? Yeah, I'm with Lan on this one. He's honestly been more help than the actual grown-ups so far, so trust him with this already. Sheesh. I'm the one who defeated the World 3. Well, pretty close to it. The Megaman program that you created. Please let us help finish the job. Lan. It's the job. Okay, I give in, but one condition. World 3's attacks will likely start coming even harder. Your man could be deleted and your actions would trigger the war. Can you take that responsibility? Yes, I can. Okay, I'll send you the location when we find it. Thanks, Dad. Send you mail with the location. Go practice net battling. Okay. Well, we're done around here. Down to the lobby, and that thing about them not wanting to trust Land to help, even though he's doing all the real heavy lifting and stuff, that's going to become a theme that carries on throughout this series, honestly, because nobody seems to want to trust Land to do anything, even though he's the one doing all the hard work. So now, we are going to head back to AC/DC. And we'll just head home, basically. See if Mom has anything to say. Probably should just get some rest. And this is going to trigger the endgame bit, but quite frankly, I'm pretty happy with how we are in terms of leveling up and stuff. Might be nice to have some better stats and some additional armor and stuff, but that's going to involve a long trek through some parts of the net that I just don't want to put myself through, honestly. So I might change my mind and do that sort of thing off camera, but I might not. We'll see. Anyways, Lan's heading off to bed now. Just turn in for the day and save the game. Meanwhile, at the World 3 headquarters, Dr. Wily and his mysterious underling, who is definitely not reminiscent of a yoga teacher or anything, is currently discussing their evil plans. Our address, it looks like the Scilab has got it. Silent contemplation. Our secret lab will be discovered in no time. No matter. Hehehe. Huh? Mysterious science-y bullshit to create super virus. Because I've already made the life virus. Now we can delete. Oh, Wily, you are such a psychotic nutjob. You really are. You mean the endgame is about to begin? Haha, of course. The final battle at last. Yahoot, come with me. As you command, so shall it be done. And meanwhile, Lan has mail. And honestly, Yahoot has to be one of the characters that with the NT Warriors TV show, they were the absolute laziest about, because literally they just dropped the T from the end of his name for the TV show, so Yahoot became Yahoo. I'm not even kidding. But about that mail, they have the lab location. I found the site of the World 3 lab deep in the mountains, but there's no roads or railways and no airport either. And it would take too long to walk there, I'd reckon. But World 3 agents are getting into Den City somehow. So we know where their lab is, but don't have a realistic means to reach it. That is a bit of a problem. Maybe a little bit of exploration in town will find us an answer. Or maybe Wily will be on TV doing evil stuff. Look at TV, it's awful! I am pleased to announce that the World 3's master plan is entering the final phase. Our next targets are this country's military satellites. We'll be launching a hacking rocket from our World 3 labs. Once we have control, the endgame begins. Lan, we gotta get to the World 3 labs. Right on, let's go. Lan, where are you going at a time like this? Oh, you know, we're off to save the world. You know how it is. Email from that battle newsletter. Can't be bothered to actually read it, honestly. What have you got to say? Higsby tried to use a pass the other day to some World 3 research lab. Interesting. The metro line is still running. I wish I could go back to my family. Okay. Higsby tried to use a pass. Well, now we're going to head over to Higsby's shop and see if we can't find anything. When I got here, Higsby was taken by some strange men that surrounded him and took him off. He dropped something. To be the plot MacGuffin flashing over on the desk over there. So, let's take that. There's something by the register. We got a World 3 pass. A Metro Line pass? World 3 in the Metro Line. Something fishy going on here. The pass has expired. I bet Higsby was using it for the World 3. Don't suppose we can use it on the actual Metro, though, can we? 3 pass? You can't use that here. Yeah, you mentioned something about Higsby using this very pass before, if you remember. What about your friend? A conductor told me something interesting. It said that he can sometimes hear another train, even though no train is passing him. Could there be another train line running nearby? A secret metro line? Sounds suspicious. Let's check it out. Okay. Well, as it happens, I already know where this metro is located, so I'm not even going to pretend that I don't. It's on the school grounds. Whoosh. What was that noise? Came from below us. I wonder. Mysterious metro line? Maybe there's an entrance around here somewhere. Okay. And as it happens, it's located right here. I'm not even going to pretend I don't know what's up. There's a door in the statue base. I think I can hear something. That sound is getting closer. Whoosh. Len, it's the metro line. Let's open the door. Len, I wonder what he's doing. ... question mark. Looks like the mail noticed us. So she knows what we're up to. Staircase. Let's go inside. Okay. Hey Len, wait up. He's gone. Did you just hear Mail's voice? I think you're hearing things. Hey, we found it. Sure does look like the World 3's. Secret metro line? We can get to the lab from here. Yeah, but our pass is out of date, Lan. Yeah, I was gonna say that. There's no way this is gonna work. Even the most basic pass scanning system, or whatever you call them, can tell when something's out of date, so they're gonna detect that it's expired. We need to get those dates changed, Lan. This ain't gonna work. Let's give it a try anyway. Or we could not and be sensible, but, you know, Lan and sensible don't exactly fit together. Nope, no good. Maybe we should ask your dad. Yeah, that sounds like an actual good plan. Go get Dad to tweak the path a little bit so that things can be changed up. And all of that. Let's go. And we've triggered an intruder alarm. Wonderful. Let's get out of here quick. Indeed, So, do we need to ask Dad for help on this? The solution to what we do next is pretty obvious. We go to Scilab and talk to him. But what's Chad doing here in ACDC Town? Well, I'm pretty sure I know what he's doing there. He's there so that if you want to net battle him, it's in an easy location for you to do so. But for now, we're gonna head over to Scilab and get the pass changed so it can actually be used. And we have mail. We're on that aura thing again. They're just basically talking about viruses with auras, which we met the one, if you remember, that virus with the head that it shot out of its aura. Which you can't do damage to it unless you knock out the aura, and you have to do at least the amount of damage to this. Which, keep aura viruses in mind for the future, because that's going to become relevant with the final boss of the game. Which is that life virus that Wiley's been going on about basically forever. Anyways, Dad, we got something we need you to do for us. Glad you're still okay. Was there something you need? Yeah, can you update this? It's expired. We had heard rumors of this secret metro line. Dad, can you make this work again? Sure, we just need to reset the expiration date. Beep, beep, boop. Yes, beep, beep, boop is the be-all, end-all of we are interacting with this noises, quite clearly. Like I said, piece of cake. And we got the World 3 pass back. Oh, the expiration date has changed. Thanks, Dad. Okay, well now we can use that metro line. So let's head to the lobby. And out. Into AC/DC again. So over to the metro for that. Back to town. And we've got mail. More of that newsletter nonsense. So, let's save the game here. And, as far as I'm concerned, no reason prolonging it. We're going to head off through that World 3 Metro now. I'd say we're as ready for the endgame as I really need to be. Let's head on through the Metro and stop World 3. Meanwhile, back at Scilab, Dad is getting a phone call. Dr. Hikari speaking. Oh, hello, honey. Yes, Len's just here. I'm worried. I think those two are in trouble. Don't worry, I'll look out for them. I'll never let what happened last time happen again. Honey, I'm sorry to have called you at work. No, I'm sorry for not being at home more. That is true. But it's okay, I'll be fine by myself here. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Bye. Bleep, bleep. Dr. Hikari, I've got info on the virus in the World 3 rocket. It's the life virus, I see. Len and Hub don't have a chance. We've got to act fast. Can you help me? Yes, sir. Yes, Hub. It mentioned someone called Hub. Interesting. A few rather interesting mentions in that dialogue that are going to be plot relevant very shortly. Including, I'll never let what happened before happen again. Very cryptic and curious. Keep those in mind. They'll become relevant in not too long. We made it. Back with Lan and Megaman at the World 3 lab again. As you can see. That's the hacking rocket. Let's break in. Save the game once more. And over to here. And what do we see but Miss Yuri, Higsby, and that old dude from Scilab tied up. Miss Yuri and the old man, Len. I see them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All you did was help me, and now? Not to worry at all. I'm used to hard times. Len, you have to get up there, quick. Roger, on my way. Let's go, huh? And we won't be net battling Higsby here, though we could. And the door is locked, but we can jack in. So let's do it. And it's time to do the final battle thing. gotta be a program locking this door. Find it and delete it. Roger. Unfortunately, this is one of the points where I have to admit that Megaman Battle Network really fails at level design, because basically, and oh dear, that's a lot of high-level viruses. Basically, what they do basically the thing that they do is just I'm trying to phrase this correctly and failing at that. What they do is they're just essentially reusing old levels. So this level is essentially just the level. It's basically identical to the one in Lan's home stove at the beginning of the game. They just reuse all the old levels for the final showdown thing, because the Battle Network series has a thing they do where before you can face the final boss, you have to fight your way through all the old enemies that you defeated earlier in the series. So I don't think you have to actually... In Mega Man Battle Network 1, you don't have to refight Fireman or the rest of them, but what you do have to do is fight through their levels again. So yeah. You do have to do that. Which is a bit of a pain. In some of the later games, you have to actually refight the Navis all over again in a sort of final wave-by-wave battle type of thing. And in the later games also, the levels are a lot more interesting. This is the only game in the series I know of where they reuse the levels. So in terms of final battle level design, the later games are a lot better with that, as well as with making the different internet areas nice and distinct, now I think of it, but we'll cover that when we get to those games. I am a World 3 Navi, however I can no longer help them. Please take... those out of the way, and yep. Looks like we're here now, and with just one ice block to spare. Not that I think it's possible to actually get there with the 3 that we would need to make it through, unfortunately. As Mega Man says, not enough ice blocks. You see the lock program right there. Yeah, and it's a shame that we can't use any of our battle chips outside of battle, because I have a handful of aqua chips that would do the job quite nicely. Leave it to us. Yai, what are you doing here? And yeah, this becomes another staple of the Mega Man games. Your various friends and allies bailing your ass out when you find yourself in a situation that the plot decrees you cannot advance past without help. Even though you have plenty of battle chips by that point, that could do the job if you were only able to use them outside of battle. I'll explain later. Glide to work. Which, it's not a trope that I have anything against. It's just a little bit ridiculous that it happens in literally every single game. Certainly, my lady. But given how fast Glide managed to clear all of that, honestly, I really wish that we got to see Glide actually fight in the series, because he never does. Thanks, Yai. Just helping out a friend. Yeah, Glide never fights in the series. Not on camera at any rate. There's one or two times where he is fighting, but it's all sort of implied what's happening, so it's a shame that you don't ever get to net battle him. I think that would be kind of cool, honestly. But before we go, let's say hi. And all he has to say is to tell us to be careful. AI, anything for us? Well, she has a Rule 3 chip for us from mail, so we'll go ahead and add that to the folder. Replace one of our more useless items. Quake 1, for instance, 90 damage is worthless, and that does more, so yeah. Save the game. And now on to the obligatory level, which just happens to exactly resemble the school security system when it was under Numberman's control. Because why wouldn't it, eh? Why the bloody hell wouldn't it? Alright now. This way? So 60's too high. 50, but with a different code on the second letter. 54 does it. Okay then. That was blatantly the wrong way to go, as you can see. It's the bloody dead end. Son of a bitch. This one. Too high. And we just about got it now. 33. We should be there in not too long. Slice a friend open then. Okay, that didn't quite do it. Next time around. There we go. And quite frankly, I'm probably gonna cut out the majority of these final boss sections because there's a reason why I've always regarded the final push to the endgame sections of Megaman Battle Network 1 to be the weakest of the entire series. As you're seeing right now, they're basically repeats with tiny amounts of variation of what I did during these levels in the actual main game. They don't make for very good final stages, quite frankly. So I'm probably gonna cut them out just because they're nothing you haven't bloody seen before. Megaman, do your stuff. Huh. No good. This passcode is gonna take time. Leave it to me. Mr. Higsby? Numbers are no problem for Numberman. Analyzing program. Passcode 9630. God damn it, Numberman. Why couldn't you do this whole level? Why'd you have to turn up right at the end? I mean, like I said, I do kind of enjoy this little thing of having the allies contribute in some meaningful way to the final battle, which this definitely is, but with things like Numberman just straight up doing the password, you wonder, why didn't he just jack in and do all the passwords? And you know the answer is because we're the protagonists, therefore we have to do everything. Which is so infuriating when you think about it. Numberman could have done all of those in literally seconds and saved us the time. But he only does it now when we need his help, not before when it would have been nice and convenient. Entering passcode. Anyways, let's get this destroyed and move on. Yeah, that's that key down. So now, let's go. And to a cutscene with Wily sticking the life virus into his rocket. Ha 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 ha. Now I load this into the rocket. And dot. Report, sir. It seems that intruders are in the lab. Grr. I won't be stopped now. Yahoot. Deal with them. As you command, so shall it be done. Mr. Yogaman walks off to somehow deal with us. Just a little more and the world will be deleted. I've mentioned it before, but that is such a retarded plan. Then again, considering the fact this entire series is marketed for kids, the overdramatic villains who just want to wipe out everything do kind of fit the fact that they were trying to make sure it wasn't taken too seriously. But still. Ah ha 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 ha. Say your prayers, Dr. Hikari. Whatever. Let's move on. Jack in Megaman, and let's finish the next one. And I don't think we're getting through that without help, so cue Iceman coming in to just suck the ice out of existence, okay? Let us help you. What? Freud? I've got a lot of making up to you to do. Iceman? Yes, sir. And he just shows up out of nowhere. Then again, they have the address, so our dad probably just gave it to him and he sent Iceman over the net somehow. Hey, I don't understand this whole world. It just works because it works. So, wait for the next key. Let's get Wily. Right on. And... no, Freud's actually right here, so he's directly around if we need to net battle him or something. So that's nice. Now on to Color Man level. Because why the fuck not? We have to have one of every obligatory crappy ass level, of course. Let's finish off this section with Gutsman finally doing something useful for once. Which, he has his moments, I will fully admit. Gutsman has his moments, and he does end up being quite... Gutsman ends up becoming much more of a challenge in the later games, but in this one he's just kind of an annoying pain in the ass, so I don't particularly care for him. Or Dex, for that matter. Hold on. Don't forget about us. Not hard to do, honestly. You're pretty forgettable in this game. Dex. At least he is to me. I don't know about Lan. Leave the hard parts to me and Gutsman. We'll handle this. Okay, you can fight the life virus then, and we'll see if the world manages to be saved. You sure you can do it? Trust me, you should save your strength for the last battle. Yo, Gutsman! And he just drops down and smashes a rock. Yeehaw! When did Gutsman get a southern accent? Really? That always bugged me, that Gutsman all of a sudden becomes an American redneck, essentially. But anyways, Dex, you really came through. Of course, silly. It's not over yet. You're right. Okay, I'm off. But I wonder how you all knew to come here. Dot, and we jack out. And Dex is here, so we can just talk to him in net battle if we like, but nah. And we have mail. Battle ML talking about the life virus. Not going to actually read it, but life virus is made up of 4 elemental programs, so it doesn't have an elemental weakness. Not only that, but someone copied the life virus's data, which I will admit is rather interesting. I can go into that lab there, or there's this door up here. It's more securely locked than everything so far and has no jack-in port, so we have to go through this lab. These are all the machines that Wiley kept his special programs in for making the life virus. And his plans. And of course, a portrait of himself. Because what megalomaniac doesn't need a portrait of themselves, right? Check out all these footprints. Hey, yeah. Let's check around here again. Is it the portrait? Yeah, it swings back. A secret door behind a portrait and we can jack in. Great. So, let's see what's up. Well, we have an Elecman level. Fortunately, I don't believe this contains the spawn of Satan, that being the battery puzzles. So there's that at least. And obligatory warning. Be careful. When you fight the top World 3 Navi, your Navi save feature will be disabled. You want to save here. It's close. Very close. That right there was the warning that once we engage the next boss fight, that's it for our save functionality, and that boss fight is just up ahead, which is why I made that save right here. And this strikes me as being a good point to end this episode at. We will conclude the game with that boss fight, and then the literal final boss in the next episode. I wanted to save this next boss fight for an episode all of its own, along with the final battle, because this boss fight is actually going to be one that will contain quite a number of important story points around it, and there won't be a good place to stop before them, and I figured that would fit best into the final battle episode. Because it wouldn't feel right just slotting it in here, an episode that's just the lead up to the final boss, essentially. So, I am going to cut this one here, and we will come back next time for the final episode of this Let's Play.